And welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Now the news in full. The 2025 Hajj operations officially commenced in Imo State with the inaugural flag-off ceremony held at the Sam Mbekwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri. The event, which drew religious and political leaders from across the country, was graced by the Vice President of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, who it flagged off. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, reports.
Representing President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima described the commencement of Hajj operations from Imo State as a symbol of inclusiveness, national unity, and religious harmony. He commended the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria for decentralizing airlift operations and lauded Governor Hope Uzodinma for creating an enabling environment that allow Imo to be selected as one of the departure points in the southeast. He urged the intending pilgrims to be good ambassadors of Nigeria, stressing the spiritual significance of Hajj and the importance of discipline, prayer, and reflection during the journey. Governor Hope Uzodinma in his speech expressed pride that Imo State is now among the states airlifting pilgrims directly to Saudi Arabia. He emphasized that his administrations remain committed to ensuring freedom of worship and fostering peace among all religious groups in the state. He wished the pilgrim a safe journey and prayed for the success of the 2025 Hajj exercise.
Let me also take a moment to commend His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, for fostering the atmosphere of religious tolerance, mutual respect, and inclusion. His support is both heartening and symbolic of a nation coming into harmony with itself. This governor is not a Muslim, but to have brought himself and given massive support to the Hajj, then we must recognize his patriotism.
On behalf of the government and the good people of Imo State, I want to thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for all the approvals that made this day possible.
The Sultan of Sokoto and the President General of the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, His Eminence Alhaji Said Abubakar, praised federal and state government for supporting the spiritual needs of Muslims across the country. He called on pilgrims to use the opportunity of Hajj to pray for Nigerians' unity, peace, and economic stability.
At a forum like this, where we are gathered to wish our intended pilgrims safe trip to Saudi Arabia, and to urge them to pray for our leaders, pray for President Tinubu, pray for our governors. For those of you who are going from this day, pray fervently for Governor Hope Uzodinma for what he has been doing to you and to the state to bring peace and stability and unity in this great state.
Earlier in an address of welcome, Chairman of the National Hajj Commission, Professor Abdullahi Usman, outlined the Commission's preparations and innovations for this year's Hajj, such as improved welfare package and digital tracking system for pilgrims. He applauded the partnership with Imo State Governor, which he says sets a benchmark for other states in the region.
I remain deeply grateful to Almighty Allah for making this memorable occasion possible under my watch.
The 2025 Hajj operation in Imo State marked a significant milestone for Muslim faithfuls in the region, offering them greater convenience and reaffirming the nation's commitment to religious inclusion and services. From Sam Mbekwe International Airport, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you, Marchi, for that report. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has taken a swipe at Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi over recent remarks suggesting that the Labour Party of our heroes past is all in vain. Speaking during a valedictory session in honor of the late Chief Edwin Clark, Akpabio advised Obi to resolve internal crises within his party before aspiring to lead the country. Kike Lomo Okere completes the story.
The President of the Senate questioned the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate's ability to address major national issues like insecurity if he is unable to manage leadership disputes within the Labour Party. Akpabio says aspiring leaders must first demonstrate competence in managing party affairs as a sign of readiness for national leadership. He also raised concern about the divisive nature of the social media, calling it an unregulated space that can spread misinformation and deepen political tension. The President of the Senate urged all political figures, including Obi, to focus on unifying their parties before setting their sights on national office.
Let our brother Peter Obi show leadership like Edwin Clark did by resolving first the crisis in the Labour Party. For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve the crisis in that Labour Party. Is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria?
The valedictory service was organized in recognition of Clark's service as a senator during Nigeria's Second Republic. Senator paid glowing tribute, describing him as a tireless advocate for justice, a champion for marginalized, and a national figure whose legacy continued to inspire generations. A minute silence was observed in his honor. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Federal Ministry of Education has announced signing of a landmark memorandum of understanding with Rural Electrification Agency under the federal government's Energizing Education program. Speaking at the event in Abuja, Minister of Education Dr. Olatunji Alausa revealed that the federal government is constructing mini-grid systems ranging from 1.1 to 12.5 megawatts across the federal, state, tertiary institutions, as well as teaching hospitals. Hosanna Okoriafo completes the story.
Minister of Education Dr. Olatunji Alausa says 24 institutions have benefited from phases 1 to 3 of the program, emphasizing the ministry through TET Fund will support the development and additional 4 to 6 independent mini-grids with capacities between 2 and 10 megawatts at selected tertiary institutions across the country. Dr. Alausa emphasized that uninterrupted electricity supply will significantly enhance student learning environments, improve staff productivity, support cutting-edge research, and promote entrepreneurship within university communities, ultimately contributing to national economic growth and GDP.
To this MOU and the collaborating agreements that we're signing today, we're not only addressing energy poverty in our campuses, but also are advancing the energy transition goals of Nigeria, contributing to climate change mitigation and improving operational efficiencies of our federal institutions. This is in alignment with the renewed agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, which prioritizes human capital development and robust infrastructure in our nation's education system.
The managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, highlighted that phases 1 to 3 have provided over 100 megawatts of clean electricity to 24 federal universities and their teaching hospitals, positively impacting over 600,000 students and 50,000 staff members. He also noted that Phase 2 included clean energy projects for 2 universities and 2 teaching hospitals, while Phase 3, covering 8 universities and 1 hospital, is nearing completion and will soon be commissioned.
We are almost done with Phase 3, and as we are getting ready to complete the Phase 3 and hand it over to relevant authority, we secured additional funding from the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Fund for the deployment of additional infrastructure in 8 universities.
The federal government reaffirmed its commitment to deepening this transformative agenda through continued collaboration with REA and institutional partners across Nigeria and beyond. Hosanna Okara reporting for Global TV News.
The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has assured Nigerians that the recent influx of defectors, including 3 sitting senators from Kebbi State, will be managed smoothly in line with the party's constitution and established mechanisms. Speaking to journalists after leading the defecting lawmakers to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja, the APC chairman emphasized that the APC remains a disciplined and structured party capable of observing new members without disruption. Kike Lomo Okere has the details.
The national chairman of All Progressive Congress, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, explained that the defection of Senator Adamu Alero, Kebbi Central, Yahaya Abubakar Abdullahi, Kebbi North, and Galba Midoki, Kebbi South, all previously elected under the People's Democratic Party, was the result of weeks of underground negotiations among key stakeholders in Kebbi State. He described the move as both strategic and beneficial, aimed at boosting the party's numerical and political strength. He further assures that the APC constitution provides clear guidance for integrating defectors, adding that the party's internal mechanism and political experience ensure a seamless process.
Our constitution is very clear about this, and not only that, our political dexterity in managing such affairs is on the table. So I assure you there will be a smooth integration.
Addressing concerns about the potential for a one-party state, Ganduje insisted that the growing dominance of APC reflects its performance and appeal, noting that voluntary defection are legitimate part of Nigerian democratic process.
If one-party state is a wish and blessing to Nigeria, one-party state is not by force. One-party state is by negotiation, is by other political parties seeing the effect of the positive governance of our party. If they decide to come into our party willingly, I think there's nothing like that. There's nothing with that.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reportedly given his blessing to the senator's decision. An official announcement is expected on the floor of the Senate by Tuesday next week. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you, Kike, for that report. Now, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says the provision of water to Abuja's satellite towns is dear to the heart of the President Bola Tinubu. Wike stated this after he inspected some projects in Abuja while responding to a question about his recent visit to China. The minister had on May 1st traveled to China to finalize discussions with officials of the China Geo Engineering Corporation Overseas Construction Group over the water project. The Nigerian Navy has commissioned 60,000-litre solar-powered motorized borehole and solar lightning units around the perimeter at Bayan-Waya Community, Katangora local government area of Niger State. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, who was officially represented at the event by the Chief of Naval Transportation, Rear Admiral Monday Omerhire, says the water project is a milestone in the Nigerian Navy's Civil Military Cooperation Initiative. Kike Lomo Okere has details.
Water is essential to life. It is the bedrock of food security, public health, sanitation, and dignity. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, who was represented at the event by the Chief of Naval Transformation, Rear Admiral Monday Unuhiri, says the special quick intervention is to facilitate the attainment of the reinvigorated Nigerian Navy's civil-military cooperation mandate and to contribute to the ongoing federal government renewed hope agenda. It therefore urged the beneficiaries to use the facility responsibly while appealing to the people of the community to collaborate with the Nigerian Navy and other security agencies to eliminate security threats.
Avenues for the Nigerian Navy to honor its accomplished senior officers and an indication that beyond physically securing lives and properties, we are committed to serving the interests of Nigerians through other means.
The Niger State Governor Ahmed Umar Bako, who was represented by the Commissioner Homeland Security, retired Brigadier General Bello Mohammed, says the initiative demonstrates the practical value of civil-military relations which seek to build bridges between the armed forces and the community. He added that the borehole will alleviate the suffering of the people of Bayanwaya and transform daily lives, particularly for women, children, and farmers.
To respond to the people's real needs, especially in the area of water supply, has earned our administration and sincere gratitude.
The facilitator of the event, Chief of Naval Safety and Standard, Rear Admiral Abdul Majid Ibrahim, and the House of Representatives member representing Kotangura, Honorable Umar Sani Black, says the project shows a symbiotic relationship between the people of Bayanwaya community, the public, and the private.
So, my beloved people of Kontagora Emirate, this project is ours to cherish, maintain and sustain. Let us take full ownership of it, ensuring that we positively partake in the success story of this project as it serves its purpose for the good of man and for the glory of God.
The water project is strategic in many aspects. It will end the water scarcity within the community and its environment, reduce the rate of waterborne diseases within the community, and ultimately improve personal hygiene of the people living in this community.
They, however, encourage the community leaders to be vigilant of saboteurs that might want to vandalize the facility. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Goruba, the dum palm, is regarded as a skull fruit known in northern Nigeria as an excellent brain superfood, even though its origin is from Egypt but can now be found cultivated and domesticated in Nigeria. Goruba is now used for different purposes, ranges from tea to traditional medicine. Our correspondent Idris Jabir takes a look at this fruit as a rich source of sugar, protein, and fats. His report.
In Kano, dum fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria.
In Kano, dum fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought up from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria. Goruba is actually brought from Guru, Machina, and several other local governments in Yobe State, and many people do buy goruba to take care of their health-related problems.
The fruit is a popular component of tea preparation consumed for refreshment, regulation of body weight, and blood glucose.
Dum fruit tea is used to regulate blood pressure, body weight, and body glucose. And at the moment, several people used to come here to either buy the tea or the goruba itself.
For several years, many youth in Kano are involved in the business of dum fruits. They sell it in shops and along major streets in Kano State. They say the trade has been paying off, especially because it's used as traditional medicine, which cure various diseases.
We do sell goruba here, and there are many of us who earn a living through the business. It has helped us to take care of our several problems, which include helping our parents.
Experts say the use of goruba, either consumed as tea or raw fruit, has proven to be beneficial to people with blood-related diseases. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has announced the official release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME results. According to the board, the results of 39,834 candidates were being withheld due to suspected examination malpractices. JAM Registrar Professor Ishaq Oloyede disclosed this of the 2025 UTME results in Abuja. Sharon Ajay completes the story.
The examination body revealed that 80 individuals are currently under investigation for examination-related offences, with Anambra State recording the highest number of suspects with 14 in total. The registrar noted that 467 underage candidates scored above the minimum benchmark, while 50 others were found to be involved in the examination fraud. Oloyede stated that the seizure of results was due to suspected examination malpractices.
In all, over 10,000 officials were involved in conducting, monitoring, and managing the exercise. Without any equivocation, this year's exercise will be remembered as the most successful in recent times. 71,705 were absent, and a total of 2,157 candidates' fingerprints were rejected by the machines as invalid. This failure was beyond the acceptable normal margin of failure. We interrogated it because it was abnormal. Subsequent discoveries in this regard indicated that a number of the candidates whose fingers were unrecognized had one question of registration infraction or another to answer.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, FAN opens new cargo terminal at Lagos General Aviation Terminal. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Midday News on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, Kano, the commercial city in northern Nigeria, has been a trade hub for grains and textiles since the colonial era. And today, the resilient shop-making business in Kofa Wambai market employs hundreds and thousands of people working at the various stages of the manufacturing process. The Nigerian Senate has approved 2 out of 4 key tax reform bills, marking a major step in the ongoing overhaul of Nigeria's tax administration system. The bill passed include one to repeal the Federal Inland Revenue Service Establishment Act and another to establish both the Joint Revenue Board and the Nigerian Revenue Service. The UN World Food Programme has warned that over 52 million people in West and Central Africa could face hunger between June and August. According to the latest analysis, at least 36 million people are currently struggling to meet their basic food needs. The WFP highlighted that this record hunger is driven by conflict, displacement, economic hardship, and repeated extreme weather, pushing the region towards a major crisis. Over now to the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, has officially inaugurated a new domestic cargo processing facility at the General Aviation Terminal in Lagos. This development forms part of FAN's ongoing efforts to modernize and enhance the country's aviation logistic infrastructure. As disclosed in a statement signed by FAN's Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obiageli Ora. On our foreign scene now, Keir Starmer, Emmanuel Macron, Donald Tusk and Frederick Merz are holding talks with Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky in a bid to secure a ceasefire in Russia-Ukraine war. In a joint statement, the leaders say they will ratchet up pressure on Russia and are ready to support peace talks. President Vladimir Zelensky stated that Russia must be held accountable for its aggression. India says Pakistan used missiles to target its bases hours after Pakistan accuses India of firing at the 3 of its military air bases. India's army accuses Pakistan of being escalatory and provocative, while Pakistan's army claims to have destroyed India's S-400 defense system, something Delhi denies. Earlier this week, India struck targets in Pakistan, and Pakistan administered Kashmir in response to a deadly militant attack on Indian terrorists in Pahalgam last month. Islamabad denies involvement. Catholics in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, have shared their expectations for the new Pope, Leo XIV, after Chicago-born Robert Francis Purvis, a modest cardinal largely unknown to the world, became the first U.S. head of the 2,000-year institution. They welcomed the election of the new Pope, expressing hope and would continue to the legacy of his binary predecessor, Pope Francis.
So
Leo, the first American
that
elected to the papacy, held his inaugural mass in the Sistine Chapel in Rome. In sports now, the Nigerian Boxing Federation crisis has taken a turn as interim president Azana Omo Agege has filed a comprehensive lawsuit against Kenneth Minna, the Nigerian Olympic Committee, and 5 other defendants at the Federal High Court in Abuja. A court document revealed that Omo Agege lawsuit filed the National Sports Commission, International Olympic Committee, Nigerian Olympic Committee, retired General Kenneth Minima, Akinyele Oladipo, World Boxing, and the Board of Nigerian Boxing Federation as defendant in the case. The legal action primarily challenges a controversial affiliation with World Boxing, which Omo Agege claims was executed without proper consultation and stakeholders and board members. Now that's it on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.